Hello, welcome to the session of screw thread measurement. The various elements to be checked in a screw thread is shown in this picture. It contains three diameters, that is, the one is the major diameter, and the smallest diameter is the minor diameter, and another one is pitch diameter, or otherwise known as effective diameter. Apart from that, we have to measure the pitch of the thread, then flange angle, otherwise known as the thread angle, then the thread form. Thread form, in some threads the form will be in V shape, some it will be in square, or some it will be in a round shape. In this video we discuss about the measurement of major diameter. The major diameter is defined as the imaginary diameter of thread which would touch the crest of an external and root of an internal thread. So the crest of the external thread is shown like this. This is the top portion, and the bottom groove, the bottom end of the groove is the root portion for an external thread. While for an internal thread, this portion is the crest, and this portion is representing the root. So for an external thread, the crest, the diameter which is connecting the crest is the major diameter, and for internal thread which is connecting or touches all the roots of the internal threads is the major diameter. And for measuring the major diameter of external threads, we are using these kind of methods, that is by using ordinary micrometer or using bench micrometer. Ordinary micrometer has got some drawbacks, but bench micrometer is more accurate method of measuring external diameter. And for measurement of the major diameter of an internal thread, it is very difficult. It is not easy as measuring the major diameter of external threads. And here we are using a thread comparator fitted with ball and stylet. The picture of ball and stylet is shown in this here. So we are using a specially made stylus for making otherwise taking the measurement of major diameter of internal thread. The external diameter measurement using ordinary micrometer, we follow the procedure. First we will choose a standard cylinder. This is a highly precisely made cylinder is first selected, and it will have an approximate same dimension as that of the thread to be checked, and that is known as S. Then we measure the diameter of the cylinder using our micrometer, and that is recorded as D1. Then next we will measure the major diameter of our thread, and that is recorded as D2. And then the equation will be the diameter of the thread is equal to S minus D1 minus D2. That will give the accurate dimension of the major diameter of the thread. And this D1 minus D2 part is used for eliminating the errors in measurement of the micrometer. If any error is there in measurement of the micrometer, that will be eliminated by using this term. And this plus or minus symbol is used, depends on what dimension represents this D1 and D2. If D1 is representing the diameter measured, diameter of the cylinder, standard cylinder measured with the micrometer is D1, and the diameter of the thread is D2, then we will use the negative symbol. If it is in reverse order, that is D1 represents the diameter of the thread and D2 represents the diameter of the cylinder, then we will use the plus sign. Care must be taken to not to apply extra force while measuring, because that will affect the accuracy of the measurement. In order to maintain the accuracy of the measurement, we will use a bench micrometer instead of a normal micrometer. And by construction, you can see that this is the bench micrometer. And in bench micrometer, everything is fixed to a small table, and at the middle there will be a work holder or work rest will be there, and on that we will rest our threaded portion. And we will have a movable anvil and a fixed anvil fixed like this. And at the movable anvil we have got a micrometer head is there, and on the micrometer head, apart from the main barrel scale and the thimble scale, we have got an additional scale on the barrel, that is the vernier scale. And using this vernier scale, the least count of this instrument is up to 0.002 mm, that is equal to 2 microns, up to 2 microns. And at the fixed end is connected with a dial, and this dial is known as a fiducial indicator. Fiducial indicator, that means it is used to sense the pressure on the fixed dial. If we are applying pressure with the movable jaw or the movable anvil, then it will actually press that fixed anvil backwards. So that backward movement is sensed by a dial on this fiducial indicator, and we can fix the amount of pressure by seeing this fiducial indicator. Thus, the fiducial indicator is used to ensure that all the readings are taken at the same pressure. Nowadays, we are using a floating carriage micrometer in place of a bench micrometer. The only change is that for setting the workpiece, we have got centers. So we can set the workpiece in between the centers for the measurement, and the other things are same. Here we are using a dial gauge for as a fiducial indicator, and here the readings of micrometer is available in a digital dial. And then other things are the same. And in measurement, we are also we are using a standard cylinder first. The dimension of the standard cylinder is near to the diameter of the thread to be measured. And first we will measure the diameter of the cylinder as D1. The non-diameter of the cylinder will be S. That will be a standardized, accurately maintained dimension S. And if it is measured using our bench micrometer or floating carriage micrometer, it will be D1, recorded as D1. Then we are replacing the cylinder with our thread, and that is measured and recorded as D2. So we are using the same equation for finding the D. D is equal to S plus or minus D1 minus D2. In this case, since D1 is the diameter of the cylinder, we can simplify this equation as S minus D1 minus D2. So this equation will provide the diameter, the major diameter of the thread. Thank you for watching.